Has anybody seen it?
Anyone? Does anybody know what we're talking about?
All right, doesn't matter. We're going
Did
to
you
talk
about Doctor Who.
Did you see Breaking Bad?
No.
Let's introduce ourselves before we jump into it. Who are you? Can Martha name who she is?
No.
In 30 seconds.
No.
Martha,
I got it.
what's
It's
your
on the
name?
tip of my tongue. Come on, Martha. You know this.
I'm Martha
Come on,
Southgate,
Southgate.
co-owner of Southgate Media Group, and on too many podcasts that I can't even name them.
Right. And next to you?
Number one, that was fantastic, by the way, to watch you squirm.
Oh,
it was
man.
great. My name is Chris Mal, co-owner of Blue Box Cafe and co-host of a lot of shows that I can name most of them. Yeah.
And I'm Rob Southgate. I can name them all. And
no, you'll miss one.
No way.
When you have the pressure of the
in 30
clock,
seconds, you can't name
I
that
can't
many
name
shows.
them all in 30 seconds.
Well, I'm just saying.
But I would name consistently throughout 30 seconds.
You just make up names. It was in my head. No, I'm teasing. I did that.
So
they just sort of poof away. They just sort of go right off into
We're doing Binge Worthy. Basically, we're going to talk about a show. For those of you that don't know how this show works, we basically talk about a show that we binged, and then we determine whether it is binge worthy. So tonight we're talking Better Call Saul, which is the prequel.
I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's a prequel to Breaking Bad, and it was created by Vince Gilligan.
Gil Vincigan?
I'm so thrown off. We cannot play that game before I have to actually function.
Before you actually have to talk?
Created by Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould, and they also did Breaking Bad.
Yes.
So what they did essentially was they took one character from Breaking Bad and went back in time to sort of explain how he got to that point.
Right.
And he is Jimmy McGill, and he's a lawyer, and he's played by Bob Odenkirk.
Yes.
And I saw that written there. Otherwise, I would have been in big trouble.
Name people who are.
So it first aired on AMC February 8th of last year, of 2015, and the second season airs February 15th of this year.
So you get Walking Dead Sunday, and you get Better Call Saul on Monday.
So you can.
This is a glorious week.
There were only 10 episodes, so you could go back and binge this right before February 15th when this new one starts.
Yes.
Do five tomorrow and 5 Monday afternoon.
And it is good. But Bob Odenkirk, Jonathan Banks, who plays my favorite character, Mike, and Michael McKean is on it.
Yes.
Those are some of the known celebrities.
For the audience here, has anybody watched Better Call Saul?
No, I already asked. Oh,
see?
They did. I didn't see your
How many
hand.
people here watched Breaking Bad?
Okay, same
Really?
too. Well, because I would think that anyone who watched Breaking Bad would have gone back to see this.
We loved Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So when
I
Better
didn't
Call
watch.
Saul was
I didn't watch Breaking Bad all the way.
What is
I watched
wrong with you?
Really?
I don't have time to watch TV.
Wait, priorities, Chris.
I watch Doctor Who.
Priorities.
Yeah, I do. It's a theme of my cafe. Yes.
I thought you were opening Blue Meth Lab down the street.
Oh, no.
That would be green or it'd be yellow meth lab, by the way.
They do blue. It's blue.
It's blue. Oh, on Breaking Bad, yeah.
He wears yellow
I didn't remember
all
that,
the time.
But the meth is blue.
It is. It's
And
okay.
your theme. Never mind.
I'm trying to make it work.
With my Breaking Bad. Yes, he does wear yellow. The whole staff would have to be dressed like Walter White.
I think in the hazmat suits would be fantastic.
Either that or in the tidy whities.
Ew. Okay, ew. I am not eating that food.
Wait, we're talking about Better Call Saul. So here's the crazy thing. In the first episode, if you are a Breaking Bad fan, it takes place after.
It takes place in 2002. Before a break.
No.
No.
The first episode.
scene.
Oh, the first episode.
Starts after Breaking Bad. So you see, this character Saul was the lawyer of Walter White, the bad guy, the protagonist of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Protagonist is kind of weird for him. He's a criminal, but he's his lawyer, his crooked lawyer. And it shows what happened to him after Breaking Bad. Spoiler, he's still around after Breaking Bad. Then it cuts back to 2002, and the first
shows
season
how he got there.
Takes place showing how he became Saul. But he's named Jimmy in it.
Right.
So we find out right away he's Jimmy. I thought this was great. It was like surprise after surprise. It fit with Breaking Bad, but it's a different tone.
Yes,
right.
Completely.
But it totally fits in the universe.
Oh, totally does. Because it's just a big hot mess, a train wreck.
It's a hot mess.
He is unbelievable in this whole thing. He's
amazing in this, and the character is so well written.
I do not know how I like all of these despicable people because he is.
Yes.
He is absolutely awful.
He's awful.
There is no redeeming factor whatsoever in him.
There is.
Yes.
There is a sliver of a redeeming, like things that the reason he gets to the point he is because he gets like shafted over and over. But he's
an idiot.
But his fallback is to be dirty.
Yes.
But he's actually like really bright. He's an idiot, but he is really bright. Like. So his brother, Michael McKeon is his older brother, and he's like this high-powered attorney. He's really bright.
And he's really nuts.
Yes, he's really nuts. Well, by the time we meet him, he's really nuts. But he's this high-powered attorney, and Jimmy is his like doofus brother.
He's sort of the washout. You know, he's the black sheep of the family. Yes. He does everything wrong, and they keep trying to give him advantages, and he just keeps making the wrong choice.
Right.
Well, that's because I think it's just because he's a bad person. He can't make the right choice. I think he can't. If you said push this button, you're going to make $1 million, or do something else, he'll be like, I don't want to make $1 million. Let me push the other button, and they'll be like, I didn't make $1 million. Well, because he's just one of those guys. It doesn't matter.
But then he gets through law school pretty amazingly.
Right.
Like even though it's like he goes to like the University of Phoenix of Law School. Slam it myself. But he does it he's actually kind of exceptional at that.
Yes.
Like as a mid-tier lawyer, he's not going to be the LA law lawyer.
No.
He's going to be the guy that you hire because you can't afford the LA law lawyer. Well, he's actually good at it.
But he's an animal. He's an animal chaser.
He's an animal. But
he's an ambulance chaser, not animal.
He is an ambulance, but he doesn't start out that way.
No, he doesn't. He tries to do something good. I think he tries to be semi-legit, even though every client, and I think the big thing is like every client he gets is equally a despicable person wanting him to do things.
He becomes the lawyer to the despicable people, which is how he ends up with Walter White eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that's the other thing. We had Mike. Mike is a big character in Breaking Bad that everybody loves this character. Mm-hmm. He ends up as a main character on this, and you didn't know he was going to be. When he showed up, it's like, oh, sweet, there's Mike. He's in it throughout, which is great. They have said in the first season, there was a lot of talk that characters from Breaking Bad that we know what happens to are going to make appearances. Right. So like Saul will be at the laundromat and Walter White will be there with his family doing laundry or things like that. That's what people are speculating. Like, where are these guys going to just show up in the background? Because they live in Arizona. They're in a town where they're going to run into each other at some point, or very possibly could. Because I don't think it's that big.
And if it's pre-Breaking Bad, you'll see them in their normal
quote-unquote lives. Walter White will be a teacher who's disgruntled, and Hank. I want to see Hank. Yes. I want to see Hank like as a traffic cop pull him over. Uh-huh. That would be amazing. So,
because you get that, in whatever part of the show, you get that slice of their lives, but it's interesting to see what happens before and after. And I like how they're doing this with Saul, because that can perpetuate that universe forever, because they can do the origin stories of every single person.
Absolutely.
Now, do you guys think?
Although we kind of gotten Mike's through this,
but I mean, they're killing two birds with one stone. But there's still Mike before this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a whole Mike story.
There is.
But as people who didn't watch Breaking Bad, my question to you guys is: do you think that they need to watch Breaking Bad? Is it going to be that barrier of entry where it's like, I don't know these characters, or do you think they can just start with this thing and not worry about it? I think they can start with this.
I think
and
it
not
stands
worry about
alone
it.
because it could be there. Because I think Breaking Bad can be too much for some people.
I think
Better Call Saul is not as.
That's not as gore.
Not as
violent.
Violent, not as abrupt as Breaking Bad is. I think.
I think that they could probably do it, but they're going to lose a lot.
But it's kind of like so Martha, I always make Martha watch like superhero shows and stuff, and she doesn't really care for it because she always feels like she doesn't know things. She wouldn't watch Thank You. She wouldn't watch Dark Knight, the movie The Dark Knight that everybody's seen. She hasn't. I watched
part of it.
about 10 minutes of it, and how dare you, Scott? And
thank you, Teresa.
She wasn't in. And one of the reasons is she feels like everybody watching it knows something she doesn't. There's a barrier to entry to these superhero movies that she's just like, I don't know Tony Stark's backstory.
There's so much backstory,
right, and I watch it and I'm like,
and I watch it and I'm going, it doesn't.
I don't think you need to do, because I go into all of these all of these Marvel and all of these DC movies pretty much just having the knowledge from what I don't read the comics, and I love them. And I think you can get in there just as long as you're not going to be.
I think it's who I'm married to.
Probably.
So when I watch it, he's going, oh, well, that's because she's so-and-so's niece and who did this and blah, blah. And I go, where are you getting any of this? This is not happening in the movie.
Right.
I don't see it. And so then I feel like, why am I sitting here watching this when I'm not going to get it? I don't know who these people
Watching
are.
those movies is like listening to a Dennis Miller joke. There's all these levels and you get what you get, though. I think.
Yeah.
I get a lot of those. I think they're funny.
So I think you're your own worst enemy.
Them?
You want me to watch them, but you don't shut up and just let me think that this is just as far as the story goes.
So with Better Call Saul, I think you can watch it because it's a prequel.
Right.
And you don't have to know a darn thing about it.
I think it would be interesting to watch it this first and then watch Breaking Bad.
I think so too.
I think so too, for somebody who's never watched any of it. And season 2 is about to start.
Because you'll be going into a thing that's like, hey, how'd they make this movie with this lawyer in it?
Yeah.
No, this show, I'm teasing.
And that is true. When this was announced, a lot of people said, how are they going to take this kind of one-note scumbag character and do a show about him? I think, like you said, he doesn't have redeeming qualities. I think they gave him a lot of redeeming qualities in this, where you saw his
He has
backstory.
far more in this than he does in Breaking Bad.
Oh,
that
yeah,
is for sure. Yeah.
And it actually augments Breaking Bad in a big way, because I watched one of the later episodes after, since Better Call Saul. And as I was watching it, he was saying certain things that made me think of Better Call Saul, where I was like, he's reacting this way because of this. And I thought that was really well played.
Mm-hmm.
I think you get that also because you have the same showrunners, the same writers involved. They're really digging in, but they're not saying, let's build a canon. They're saying, this is the singular story of Saul. What happened here is part of it.
I think that's the hardest part about writing television and writing these stories, because you only catch these small snippets, these small slices of these characters' lives, and the writers and the actors really put a lot into the reason why they say things the way they do. And then you get that whole that fleshing out of the backstory, because I don't want to say I don't like it, but when you hear the actors like, well, I had to find out the place where this guy was and why they did it and how they acted. And then when they write that, it's like, it's kind of amazing. I think Stephen Moffat does that very well.
Yes.
Where he has this character, they put him in there, and then he will go either in the future or in the past and explain it all, which that's very
and that's really what's happening here too.
I do. I think that's great.
And I want to talk about Bob Odenkirk for a second, because this is a guy, he was a writer for Saturday Night Live. He did some things on there. He was on Mr. Show, which is a favorite of mine. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't say that I particularly thought he was a great actor. I always liked him. Mm-hmm. I think he was really good on Breaking Bad, but he showed moments of acting, but at the same time, I don't know if I went like, wow, this guy's a great actor.
No, because he was pretty caricature-ish.
But I think on Better Call Saul, he is acting. Mm-hmm. I think he is showing he is an actor. And I'm not trying to slam him. I really like him. But this, I think, it's like Michael McKean. Michael McKean, he was Lenny. And when he first started doing other movies, people are like, oh, he's going to be Lenny. He's not. The guy is a hell of an actor.
But he's got a long history. I mean, much more than Bob Odenkirk, even though they're probably similarly
What I'm saying is, when he first broke free of the Lenny thing, people didn't think he was going to break free of it.
It's hard to
and it turned out he was an incredible actor.
Character that you identify with, that people identify
I think Odenkirk has done the same thing.
So he is. I mean, but did he fall into his wheelhouse with the whole Christopher Guest thing, where he's basically playing that similar
Michael McKean?
Yeah, Michael McKean, and then he got the room to expand.
Yes.
Like Odenkirk back when he was doing.
Oh, Bill Murray had the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bill Murray was Bill Murray in every movie, and then he met up with like Wes Anderson, and now he does all these other types of roles.
He's done some other stuff, but Wes Anderson gives him the room to really expand that.
Yeah.
So it's what made other directors look at him differently. It got him to show, I'm an actor, which we knew.
He didn't do Wes Anderson stuff before he did Razor's Edge, and Razor's Edge
for him was fantastic.
nobody watched, but it was still fantastic. Anybody that knew acting knew he was
great.
He had some chops. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a long way from
Stripes and
those
Caddyshack,
two
yeah.
adaptation. Or no, he wasn't in that. What's the
It
one?
wasn't an
I know,
adaptation.
you guys, I can't play that game.
Rushmore.
I cannot
Rushmore,
play
yes.
that game before we do this.
I want you to name Wes
You
Anderson
have
movies. How many
fried
do you think you can
my
name?
brain. No, we're not playing
No,
it right now.
that'll be later.
Oh my gosh. But
So
no, the one where
You guys
it
can
was
go
Scarlett
on.
Johansson. I know the movie.
Lost in Translation.
Thank you. But he, that's a really far cry from his
yeah.
earlier work.
But you know what? It's him almost playing himself, which is almost him not acting, because you could see him being that disgruntled movie star that's just like, I don't care. I'm just going to get drunk.
Right.
Sit in a hotel bar and just get hammered until it hit on young, good-looking girls. And that he ended up caring for her, and that was the big difference. But
spoiler.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Spoiler for a 20-year-old movie. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Martha doesn't even remember it. So
yes,
that's
I
the best part.
do. I
What
do.
movie
There's
are we
a
talking about?
that Lost in Translation. See, I know that.
Adaptation.
Oh my gosh.
Proposal?
So-
I know what that is
Adaptation.
too. I know what that
So,
is.
all right.
High
Are
Fidelity.
we at
what?
the point? Do we need to
Yeah,
say
let's
what we
vote.
think?
So
Yeah.
nobody really watched it. I mean, if
Oh, they did.
you guys did,
They
No.
watched it.
Did you guys
Did you guys like
it?
did you guys
show?
like it or not?
Are you excited for the second season?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
His last name's Odenkirk.
when,
Just so
when
you
we
know.
do,
He's from
right.
Berwyn. He's from here. He's a
Yeah, Bob
Chicago
Odenkirk
guy.
is. Yeah. When we do this show, what we do is we always determine. We have various types of binge worthy. Do you binge it all at once? Do you spread it out? Is it not worth? Is it worth watching? Watch. We call it worth the watch, but you can really like whenever you watch it, or is it just crap? What do you
I
guys
don't
say?
think you're right at all, and Jenny's not here today.
I think I'm right about all of it.
To
I
help
am.
think
There's
you
worth
out
the
of
watch.
this.
There's two
Binge-worthy?
binge worthies. It's either all at once
Right.
or spread
There's
out
not
over
one
time.
called crap. There's not
Well,
a category
there's one-
called crap.
It is. That's the.
How many
It's called-
categories can we
it's
name
called-
in 30 seconds?
right.
It's called,
It's called
You don't even
Don't
know.
Bother. Yeah,
no, it's called crap.
it isn't.
Don't bother is a big.
I need
Stevie
Jenny
Butler.
here.
All right,
I
we're
need
going to call
Jenny
it
here to save
Don't
me.
Bother.
Don't
so
bother.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter because this one's not going to
This
be
one's
a Don't Bother.
binge worthy.
We haven't had anything that hasn't been binge worthy, have we?
Oh yes, we have.
We had one that one of us didn't like.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like okay.
Yeah. That was like spaced it out, or did
Right.
we have it?
Well, no, we have a lot of
You know
space
why?
out.
Because
So.
we're picking them. If we make the audience make us watch something
Oh
next,
no.
audience,
No.
you're going to
Audience.
pick something. So you tell me, binge worthy and what category?
I'm going to say binge worthy, space it out, because I thought I loved it. I think it's fantastic, but some of it's a little hard. You need to digest. I mean,
All right.
I think any episode that has a lot of Michael McKean, like that whole in his house thing with the
little tough.
tinfoil, it was a little rough.
The
I mean,
tinfoil.
it was great. It was. I
The
mean,
tinfoil. You guys don't even know.
Well, it's like
It's
our
awesome.
house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
exactly. But I'm just saying that
I mean,
whole,
really, it's what I live with.
some of those are a little rough. I mean, but it's fantastic. The whole thing with the billboard.
Mhm.
I mean,
The billboard scene is
the billboard
amazing.
scene is fantastic.
All right. Well, I would say binge worthy, and I did not need to space it out. I could sit and watch. So, but that was probably because we binged Breaking Bad, and when you can watch that many episodes of Breaking Bad, and then
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Better Call Saul seems
Yeah,
pain.
I binged a season and a half of Walking Dead. It didn't.
Oh,
bother
see,
me.
there
So,
you go. So I think it just depends. But for me, I could easily do, I could easily do 5 of these in one sitting.
I'm with you. I am saying binge it, and I'm saying binge it right through. It's only what, 8 episodes?
10
episodes.
10
You know what?
Nice
Do
notes,
it
by
over
the way.
2 nights, and
or 3, however many hours.
nah,
You
do it
watch
in one
it.
night. Be tough, and then
One-
start binging
one
Breaking Bad
night.
because I completely love Breaking Bad, and this is as satisfying.
Well, what I would say
I
is
love
binge
this.
it and then start watching it next.
Yes.
When
Nikki, I am right here. You can
Here's
talk to
the
me.
worst
You don't have
part.
to text me. You can talk to me. It's all right.
Here's the worst part. They're here to get you, Martha. Here's the worst
I didn't
part.
bring my hat today.
The second season is about to start up. It means you're going to have to wait week to week, so you won't be able to binge the second season. That's the hardest part of this show. I find that it's great as a binge. That's my
Oh,
goal.
I do too. I think
So
it's
if they
great.
space it out and 2 binge it,
Well, when I say space it out, I think there's time that you need some time to digest
gotta
some of it.
digest some. I get that.
Because I'm not.
I mean, I really don't, but I get
Right.
what you're saying.
But I say go take as much as you can watch and then move on. So.
There's a good way to say it. Take as much as you can.
Yeah.
All right.
But it
Zach
is
and-
not.
Is that it?
It is not nearly as intense or difficult
No.
as Breaking Bad.
Right. And that one I could binge too.
Well,
Yes.
you know what? It's different than Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad, from what I remember from the season and a half or 2 seasons I saw, was very violent and very, very in your face, where this is a lot more
cerebral.
I think it's cerebral, and there's a lot more to think about, like the whole interaction with Michael McKean, the whole thing with the other
second
partners.
episode I think is a little rough, because that's when he ends up at the one guy's house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, we need to end before you spoil.
All right, so we'll end it there. But there
it's
you go.
paid in the money. That's
so
fantastic.
As of tonight, our binge-worthy state on Better Call Saul season 1 is binge right through. Space it out if you need to.
Yes.
Good enough?
I think that's good.
All right, that's it. Thank you for listening to Binge Worthy. Thank you, Blue Box. We will be back momentarily.
2 and 2.